Hello, welcome to Borderline Relevant. My name's Spanny. With me is Hopstar,
Heyo.
Azza,
Hey.
and newcomer Rick.
Hey.
Rick, these are the two who've been on before, but why don't you introduce yourself, Rick?
I'm Rick313. I've been with Borderline Tactical for a couple of months, and as for my role, I kind of just complain about stuff and have lots of opinions, making missions and stuff.
Yep, you probably see Rick taking command role in game, and those who don't remember Hop, why don't you just quickly fill us in again?
Yeah, Hopstar, I've been here since the ATR days. That was a little while ago now. I sort of fill leadership roles in game, and then I try and make missions when I've got time. And yeah, just general sort of go-to guy for anything that needs asking.
And those who listened to last week's remember Azza?
Yeah, I do a bit of command, a bit of training, do the TTPs fun when Spain's not available, and now make movies or the videos for the Borderline.
Yeah, really entertaining.
Yeah, you're getting
That
really good
sounded
at it.
sarcastic. I meant that genuinely.
Yeah, those new intros look really good.
The attentive of you will notice that I'm the only regular host here. Paz has a lab early in the morning, and Ash has, I don't want to say marital duties. He's got a 7-day work week, so I think we just give him the day off.
Yeah.
You know, give him some time with his partner and all that. So you're stuck with me. Wait, don't go anywhere. It'll get better, please. Stay on. And sorry for missing last week. I think we were meant to record then. I was moving at the time, and I guess things just never got organised.
That's it.
But the
Yeah, I don't remember.
upside is now you have internet.
Yeah, it's fantastic, by the way, guys. It's. I don't want to make those sounds online, but
NBN is awesome.
yeah,
Your ping is 2 digits now.
yeah, it's great. I'm not cutting out of helicopters. But
No, you're just slamming them into the ground.
that was under a lot of
No one
stress
saw
there,
that.
Hop. I think you gotta let me have that one.
Okay. Since I don't have my wings yet, I'll give you that one.
Yeah, just to quickly run through what's expected. We actually don't have anything planned. I think we promised something about realism or leadership the last time. So good thing we got these three here. But I think unless we fill those out, we probably just wing it. But I think we'll just run through the previous tax now. I think that's what happens.
Yeah, roughly previous tax or what's been happening recently.
Now I wasn't there for any of the last two. I think you three are gonna have to fill us in on that.
I missed those. I feel quite guilty about that now because I can't contribute.
I think we touched on Blastman last, did we? In the last last
Was it
Borderline
Blasterman?
Relevant?
We
No,
talked
is that
about that, the other one, yeah.
I think it was Blasterman. What did we do in Blasterman? I can't even remember now.
That was the one where we were the Russian forces that went to try and clear out the Blue Four.
That's the one
and-
where I put way too many bad guys and we got fucked up.
Yeah, that's the one.
Oh, I wasn't at that one actually.
Yeah. Me and Ash were the only ones that's to survive. The one after that one of I got the. I don't know if there was another one, but we got Operation Swapsies. That's one that we did on a Thursday night instead.
Oh wait,
And-
no, I Zeus that, didn't I?
Yeah,
I
you
wasn't
do
there
that
for
one, Spenny. Yeah. That was pretty good actually. I got a pretty good video out of that one. So. But so, yeah, again, Russian forces clearing out some NATO forces. So.
That was good. The only thing I didn't like was the stock vehicles were impervious to our AT weapons.
Yes.
I think we might have actually gone through this on the last podcast, actually. Anyway,
Probably.
let's I'm really sorry whoever made last week's mission, but we're probably gonna have to.
Was it Pope's mission?
It
Yeah,
was
Pope
Pope's, I
was
think,
Op
yeah.
Garrett.
Garrett.
Yeah, Garrett. That's the one.
Took you this long to remember?
Sorry, I can only really remember the A Cup stuff we've been doing recently, which I want to touch
Yeah.
on. What was,
Actually,
what
yeah.
was-
If we can't do Popes, let's talk about ACOP.
What was Garrett though? Operation Garrett. We had to.
I was moving into the town and there was tanks pursuing you as you take
yes.
the intel.
Yes,
Yeah,
there
and you
was an
died.
Intel. Yeah. It was a pretty good mission. Like it was a solidly built mission.
Yeah.
Um,
A lot
the
of
only-
action.
The only thing I did stupidly is because I was leading that one was I didn't realize the tanks that were on the trigger were closer than I thought. So I walked the entire team into a tank ambush. Thankfully, I was the only one who died in that.
Seems only fair.
Yeah, seems like justice.
I had that because I was watching for a good 15 minutes. I was blacking out and dying, and then for the rest of the mission, I got to watch them clear out the town. Worked really well. Again, the mission was really solid. Everything just worked.
Yeah, I'd big trouble cutting this one down from less than 45 minutes. There was so much good stuff in it.
Yeah, your video is good.
So, thank you, Pope, for that. It's always good to hear.
Yeah.
Why don't we just quickly touch on ACOP, because I feel that's worth going into, because it's a pretty different experience
Yeah,
to what we usually have.
So ACOP have graciously invited us BTAC guys across to doing a campaign in Chernobyl as Russian militants freeing Chernobyl from both Russian and American forces. So there's a bit of a mix up of different mission types. So we're fighting both Russian and we're Cherno Russian militants. So we're using generally Russian weapons depending on the thing. And so far we've had three
Sessions.
Three sessions, just because of the timing and stuff with the leader there at ACOP. And we've done all sorts of things like go into a town. There's a little bit of role playing involved, which is good fun. Where the guy who's running the missions actually Zeus is in everything. So he'll set up a town, and we'll walk in, and we'll have to go talk to the town's leader, and he'll play that character and have some sort of characteristic that that particular leader has, and then we do a mission based around whatever that leader says to do, and then we head back to base and so forth. And we've had a lot of fun with it, and it's been really good to sort of intertwine with another group and get some fresh sort of experiences with those guys. So anyone that's interested, I think if you contact ACOP, please, Spanny will put some links in the channel or in the video in terms of contacting those guys. I'm sure they'll be more than happy to have some more players on for those things.
You know, practice your Russian accent.
Yeah,
Yes.
roleplay is a must there. Oh, to a degree. They actually have a really cool sense of persistency in that. Especially with each leader is very different. Yeah, kind of have to remember who they are and whatnot. It almost reminds me of playing D&D, where you have to take notes and all that.
Yeah, it's very much like that.
And anything you take back is yours. Like, you're pretty much living like, militants in the forest.
You're guerrillas.
You are true guerrillas. I'd probably the only thing is I'm expecting a little bit more resistance from the enemy, but then I suppose we can't make it too hard.
Yeah, it's definitely asymmetrical.
Well, don't forget, Hopstar, if you die in the game, you die in real life.
Of course.
Hey, we're not watching Sword Art Online here. Which
That's
is
a
really
reference some of us may or may not get.
it's an anime that was good and then went into
Anime sucks.
hey.
That's Hopstar's opinion on Sword Art Online. I think I heard that properly. Speaking of leadership, good segue. Why don't we just go on into that topic, because I'm out of ideas beyond what we mentioned. I feel like we should kind of fulfill the promise, I should say. And a good thing we got Rick and Hop, one of the two people that take most of the leadership roles when they're offered, or capable at least. And we got Azza here to actually tell us how it's actually done.
Because he's from the army.
Yeah, he's got real life experience.
So correct me if I'm wrong, Hop, but the idea is we're discussing how people should approach leadership when you have respawns and people coming back into the mission who were previously killed.
No, we're talking about leader. I think in the podcast itself, we can touch on that point.
Sure.
I do want to touch on that, but basically just leadership in general, how we as players or armor people see leadership and deal with leadership as well. So I guess I'll kick off here. I didn't really put my hand up for the role of leadership, but my personality tends to swing me towards it in the end. I felt a little bit bad. Oh, the other thing, we had a sort of a quick tack tonight on Thursday just for Spanny's sake, which is some good fun where we had to take a compound and then defend it. And our game game master, being the sadistic guy he is, decided to throw everything at us at the end there and basically wipe out
Including a
the entire team.
submarine.
Yeah.
I wasn't going to mention that, but I woke up after being unconscious for about 3 minutes, and there's a giant submarine sitting right next to the
It's
base,
clearly
and
hallucination from your wounds.
Yeah.
we are sitting in the middle of a freaking desert.
Yeah, Ares has submarines right under Smoke Pillar, which is what I was aiming for, but unfortunate misclick there.
But yeah, leadership for me, I don't know whether I'm. I guess I'm okay at it because they don't complain too much when I'm a leader. But yeah, I just sort of fall into that role more often than not. Mainly because I suppose early on I'd always give suggestions, go, hey, what do you think about going this way or doing this, and that sort of thing. And then from there, I sort of just progressed into becoming an actual leader. I enjoy it. It's good fun. It can be very stressful at times, as Paz will mention that he can hear my voice get tense at points in the middle of a mission when shit hits the fan and I've got to figure out what we're doing.
What I love about you as a leader, Hopstar, is that you constantly remind us to be careful and be safe. And it sounds like my mother's telling me to take my jacket or a jumper. Like, oh, just take a jumper. You might be cold. Just take, yeah. But I like that. It shows that you care.
I don't.
Definitely a benevolent leader.
I like my assets to be alive and kicking rather than dead.
No.
I do play it a little bit like an RTS because I do enjoy some RTS games. So I think that side rubs off on leadership as well because I'll actually spend a fair bit of my time looking at the map. Especially if we've got a group, if we're running a full 15. So
I think that's just a given leading. I find that too when I lead is I'm always opening the map. Because you have to have that overview of what's going around you.
Yeah.
So Hop, how strongly do you feel you roleplay the leader type?
I don't actually roleplay at all. I'm
Pretending at all. I think it's actually living it.
Yeah.
I don't roleplay that at all. I actually that's my thought process the entire time is like when I'm playing and being the leadership, it's I have a mission to do. So for example, capture a base. I have 3 things on my mind. I have I have to capture this base. I have to keep as many men alive as possible. And I have to make sure that this is probably another point we want to touch on. I have to make sure that everyone in my team is at least having fun.
Yeah, I think we disagree on that a lot. I think you disagree on the responsibility aspect of it quite a bit. Because for me, if I'm a leader, I'm going to lead in a way that accomplishes the mission, and I don't worry too much about people dying or having fun or anything like that. I feel like that's more a circumstance that's outside of my control.
Well, that's the Cassius leadership of BTAC for you.
Well, it does, like, obviously, as a leader, you have a mission to do and you need to get that done, which is fair enough. I like to keep my men alive because then I have more assets to use. So keeping your teams alive, I find, is more useful in the fact that you then have more assets to throw at an enemy if you need to. If you get to, again, back to the capture and hold, if you throw all your assets at something and come out with 25% of it at the end for the rest of the mission, you're at a serious disadvantage where if you take it a little bit slower and hold on to, let's say, 90% of your assets, all of a sudden you're in a better position as a leader to control the situation. That's the key thing, I think. The fun thing, that's a very... Like,
well, I say they're definitely interrelated because I feel that because your playstyle and your perception of the game is you having fun if you're alive, is informing your idea of what it means to make sure you guys are having fun. For me, I prefer to be more aggressive so that I think people are going to have fun if we're more aggressive, and if we take casualties, then that's that. But I feel like casualties are an indication that you're trying hard enough.
Oh yeah, I have no qualm with us taking casualties if casualties happen. And I'm not gonna, like, I've done it a couple of times as a fire team leader. I've just gone, okay guys, we're going in. Actually, on my leadership tests, I think Spanny can attest to this. Right near the end there, I was just throwing everyone into the flame. There was one point where I had to push through a town, and it was the exfil part, and I basically had nothing left other than my my four guys, and so I'm just like, okay, we're pushing forward. There's no holds here. We're just getting the fuck out of it. So I'm not. It's not that I'm not willing to sacrifice life. So yeah, I'm not willing. It's not that I'm not willing to sacrifice life. I will throw lies at things if I think it's worth throwing a life at.
Can I make progress without a few bodies, I guess?
Yeah.
Now let's switch to Azza.
Yeah.
What about you? You don't usually take those kinds of roles.
Not generally, no. I'm not the best as a leader. Well, I can do it, but I see myself as I'm a bit more casual and a bit more. I don't communicate as much as I should. I'll have this idea in my head and I'll just start doing it and just expect people to follow. I tend to forget to tell people what I'm doing.
So in your real world experience, so which one is probably more authentic to the actual doctrine, Rick's approach or Hopstar's?
Probably Hopstars in the Australian military type of thing, in the Australian military environment. They're
An
more
emphasis on-
cautious,
Yeah, keeping people alive.
keeping people alive, that sort of thing.
I think we need to draw a comparison there, though. It's a game versus
Yeah, exactly.
in real life. Someone dies, they're dead. There's no respawn. There's
Yeah.
no. Did you see how I died that time? So I think that's where that comparison is drawn.
So when we talk about role playing, does the whole concept of orders and chain of command come into that?
For sure. This is what Rick was mentioning when we first started talking about the topic. We had a mission. Actually, this was one of the other missions where Spenny wasn't here. I think it was Fireman's mission. We were pushing through Chernerus. We had like four different towns to clear and then an airfield. It went horribly. We died in many fiery balls of death. We lost, I think, 5 tanks in that mission. What happened was I was section lead to start off with, so we start the mission. We go in first town. First town, basically, almost all of us get wiped out, bar about 3 people. I think Rick was one of the ones left alive. And then with our attacks, we have a respawn system where at a certain point, or when the game master thinks it's appropriate, we send in reinforcements, so another fire team or whatever we're doing. Excuse me. Now, what I see happen is if I've died, so if I'm section lead or a fire team lead, and my player physically dies, so I'm in the respawn system, I don't come back as a new leader. I come back in the role that I jump into. So if I slot into a automatic rifleman or an LSW slot, I become that LSW. That leadership role doesn't exist anymore.
I think you mean you don't take command again. If you become an FTL, you become the leader of the FTL. But yeah,
Reincarnate, pretty much.
Yeah, I don't come back.
You're a whole new character.
Yeah, I don't.
I definitely agree with that. I like
don't-
the idea of playing the new guy and not being, a reincarnation.
Because in that mission, the guy who took charge said, "Oh, are you in charge again?" I'm like, "No, I'm not, because I'm not actually that guy anymore." And that's sort of where that whole conversation came up from.
Yep. Well, even so, leading for a long time can get pretty fatiguing. Yeah, surprisingly, sitting in front of your PC. It definitely takes a certain type of person to, I don't want to say endure, but carry on with that sort of thing.
And it can get emotionally tiring at times.
So can I seek into here talking about the size of our fire teams?
Probably save that for domestics. Really, I don't think everyone wants to hear us talk about that.
And that's a whole other topic. Fire team structure and so like section structure is a whole other thing, because there's so many different aspects to look at that.
Well, it's certainly not authentic to what the Australians do anyway.
Authenticity should never get in the way of fun. That's what I stand on that.
Is there, like, what other things are there to touch on with leadership? I suppose if there's a downside, probably the downsides for leadership. It's a good question.
Well, my question is, do you think that if a guy is playing the sergeant of the squad, if he says, "Oh, you have to go and do that," is that considered an order, or is that a person at a computer making a video game command, or is that like an order that you got from a superior?
The way I see it, it's you're carrying out the plan, not giving out. If he's telling you to do something, it's part of the plan, right? It's not to exert some kind of dominance or.
When I
No,
mean,
but there's got to be some form of chain of command and respect for that as well.
yeah,
Of course, I prefer to think of it as instructions rather than orders, because once you start calling it that, I think it kind of
it
implies
changes.
a certain kind of attitude.
Yeah, and to touch on that, like you do see it happen with different. As you get a little bit of hot mic there.
Oh, sorry.
You do see with different leadership types, you'll see different people, the people underneath you, or if you're one of the people underneath them, you definitely notice who is liked and not liked. You'll see the like in the classic movie or the classic TV show snickering will start to happen behind their back very, very quickly. So in terms of giving orders and stuff, yes, there has to be a chain of command, and yes, there has to be respect. But at the same time, that leader sort of has to be someone that gains that respect from their team by showing leadership qualities and having the right ideas. So, I don't know an example.
You definitely can't be a weak leader.
Yeah, you can't be a weak leader, and you can't be someone who's completely reckless and just says, "Okay, guys, we're going here. We're going up again. Like we're a fire team strong."
Pope.
No, Pope's okay.
Well, not to criticize Pope, but I remember he seemed very gung ho in the Tri-Blast mission. Oh, the Blasterman mission.
He is much more of a gun ho leader, and he's more sporadic in his orders as well, which is where things start going wrong for him. He tends to get very sort of tunnel visioned on something that's going on.
I think we seem to rag on Pope every podcast so far.
Yeah.
Congratulations, Pope.
I don't intend to. It's his leadership style. That's how he is. He's very gun ho. He's very
distinctive member. If you want one of the team sig.
He's very sporadic. He's a good bloke. I'm just thinking of the mission where we had to get the Shilka through town, and he was our FTL. Our section lead. Where I was dead at the time in the Overwatch, whatever you want, spectator mode, due to someone spawning a enemy helicopter that was a lot more powerful than we expected, and it annihilated 90% of us. But so they've moved up a little bit further. Now the Shilka has been ordered to just keep going, don't stop, just go. And so you slowly watch this Shilka get further and further away from the rest of the team. And then you see about 5 minutes later, the Shilka is a good 2Ks in front of the main force and is being blown up by enemy reinforcements, while the rest of the team trudges through a forest only to find their prize Shilka is now a burning wreck.
Well, I guess what's interesting is, even though the leadership style didn't result in success, it still was very fun for all the players.
Well, that's the other side of it. That's where it comes down to a few players from that mission left that mission with a bad taste in their mouth. I don't want to name names or anything, but the guys running the Shulker, and they'll know who they were, left that mission going, "What the fuck happened? Why did we get broken off from the team? We were going into a suicide." And those are the sort of things that I feel as a leader I need to make sure don't happen. The sort of the why have we done this, or it's the thought.
I must have missed that mission, but did the people that are in the Shilka actually speak up at all?
I don't know about in mission whether they spoke up at all. I know after the mission, all the comments were pretty hush-hush, but I think there was a bit of tension at the end of that mission anyway.
I think even as a leader, you've got to be able to take some suggestions, shall I say, from your troops, and if your troops aren't don't want to speak up for whatever reason, then I think there's a bit of a problem there too.
Yeah,
I think there was a whole communication breakdown in that mission anyway. So I think even if they did speak, I'm not sure the message would have gone through.
Oh no, the mission would actually. Svenny was there because I remember I was in the first car.
Yeah, I actually made the mission.
And I was driving the first car, and the orders from top were push through the town, don't stop. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to follow my orders and push through the town. And Spanny actually goes to me, are we going to slow down here? Because there's probably enemies there. I'm like, nope, our orders to push through. And we very promptly had our tires shot out. Thankfully, we survived that part of it. But I think, yeah, leadership's an interesting beast because it's part having fun, ordering people around, part thinking about what other people are doing.
I just don't like letting people tell me what to do. That's just me.
The way I talked to BTEC about it, said you can't really rush it, but there aren't going to be those occasions where you can just, hang on everyone stop, let me think about what I'm going to do. The way I think about command and leadership is it's pretty much just advanced pattern recognition. So it's going to be, well, if X is coming towards me, I know that I have Y in my disposal, so we'll set up Z, or depending on whatever. The way I see it, there's always going to be some sort of solution to it. And that's the way I build my missions. There's always going to be a
or if you got a
to
capture and hold mission and Spanny is Zeus, he's going to Zeus in a lot of crap. Pattern.
I'll just make it a bit more cinematic, you know? Not there to kill him. I used to get really upset about it if people died. Like, oh shit, but now I don't really care.
That's good to hear.
Leadership's definitely an interesting beast, and I think it's a beast that I'm not tooting my own horn here because I don't think I'm the best leader in the world. It's something only a few people can do. You have to have the right mindset. You have to have the right. I suppose you have to be able to garner respect from the people you're playing with. If they don't respect you as a leader or don't think you can lead, you'll never lead with them. No matter how hard you try or no matter how hard you put yourself in that position, if they don't respect you, they're not going to follow your orders. And that will actually tarnish. That will tarnish the group as a whole too, because they'll stop having fun.
I don't really see that in BTAC so much. I think everyone's willing to let someone else have a go at leadership and allow them to make those mistakes.
Oh yeah, for sure. We the guys who step up and lead in our group, we've never had one of the, like the person I was just explaining. We've never had one of those. We've never had someone that's said he's going to be a leader and failed at it.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
And it's a credit to the group too that they do respect people who come up from underneath to lead. Look at Rick; he's only been here how many months? 3, 4? Maybe.
Yeah, stop counting.
Yeah, so he's only been in the group 6 months, and he's already a section lead, and he does a decent job at it.
If there was ever a most improved category in that, I think that would be Rick.
Oh, thank you.
And the group respects it for him. They didn't question him as a leader. They follow orders and all that sort of stuff. So I think leadership roles in BTAC are definitely something that are obtainable.
Yeah. But again, like with Rick, with tonight's mission, there was times where we thought, oh, hang on, this doesn't seem right. Hey, Rick, can we do this? And you considered it. So, and that's, I think, that's one of the key things of being a leader, is being able to listen to your troops and take their advice and make the decision off that, even if it isn't what the troops want.
Definitely.
At least
have to
consider
listen.
it.
Yeah.
I think that's where a lot of respect comes from, is if you do listen to them occasionally.
Not just as a player. If you're cooperative and you're not just doing your own thing, then you'll gain the acknowledgement for it.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we've covered that one. Yeah, I think
I
we've covered that one pretty deep.
Focus on making it fun.
Yeah.
Whether we win or lose or not, it's not really what we remember, I guess. It's how much fun we had.
Yeah, definitely.
And pro tip, make everyone feel special. If everyone's got a role, make them do the role. If you're a unit commander, you want things to be fun, make them feel responsible.
Yeah.
It'll go a long way.
And don't micromanage.
Yeah, just have some faith.
Because if you start micromanaging as a leader, you A, chew up more mental processing than you need to, and B, make everyone feel like they can't do their own thing.
Yep, which is why you're in a map a lot, and you're controlling groups, you're not controlling individuals.
Yeah.
Think of your teams as your weapons.
Hmm.
My team
Anyway,
is
I don't
my
know how long we've
shields.
been going for, but unless we have anything else to
For
say.
about 40 minutes.
Yeah, might as well head on to bookkeeping. Housekeeping, sorry. Any closing remarks on that?
I'd
Thanks for
like to
saying I
hear-
was a good leader. Feel good?
I'd like to hear other people's opinions on leadership, because I know we've got a few strong
Yeah,
strong
if you watch
ideas
this on
it.
YouTube, leave a comment.
Yeah, or come talk to us on TeamSpeak. Find
Yep.
those details from our website, borderlinetactical.com.au.
Man, you're
Don't-
doing all the plugging for me.
Join the forums and leave a comment.
And play
Or
Arma
leave a
3.
post there about that sort of stuff. Yes, do play Arma 3 if you're not
Yep.
already playing Arma 3. Yeah, leadership can be really fun, but don't go into it thinking you're going to be able to order people around.
I don't think it's that so much as I don't know. How would you help me describe it? Like, we're pretty open, but we're not.
Yeah, well,
I'd say
we're an
good
open
luck, have
group.
fun.
Yeah, we're an open group. We're really casual in terms. We're relaxed. We're not going to bite your head off if you do something stupid.
There's one thing BTAC has a lot of, it's people who make mistakes. I think everyone has made plenty of mistakes.
Oh god, yes, so many mistakes. Perfect example
Hey,
is the
don't-
last hack I led.
You don't learn without mistakes.
Yep, best way to learn. With that was the topic. Hope you all had fun. That got pretty deep
Intense.
for a while, yeah.
Hmm.
As far as housekeeping goes, I'm gonna start looking into putting this on iTunes because I think SoundCloud's been giving us some issues.
Yeah, it's
Also,
pretty.
Bandcamp if you don't like iTunes, but yeah, whatever.
Oh, whatever they want. But yeah, we'll probably be announcing that on Reddit sometime soon.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe you have any
I'd
letters
talk-
you want to send us into
Talking
us?
about Reddit and housekeeping, Svenny, you need to fix up the link.
Yeah, that looks 2 months old though. I don't think you'll find it. Yeah, if you have any questions, requests, or solutions, whatever, send it into borderlinerelevant@gmail.com, exactly how this link, this MP3 or YouTube video is spelled, at gmail.com.
You'll also leave a link in the comments.
Yep, for sure. Yeah, otherwise, yeah, hop on the forums, come on the TeamSpeak, say hello. We're pretty welcoming, I think.
Yeah, there's always someone around. We're always busy doing something. We are a multi-game group. We don't just play Arma. So there's a. I don't think we've ever really spoken about that, but we've got guys that play. There's a Minecraft server, yeah.
Yeah, I don't really associate with those people.
Hey, they're
Oh,
nice
come
enough.
on, Spanny.
They're nice people. There's a Minecraft server, I think an Ark server. A group of us play Dota. There's probably about half a dozen of us play Dota regularly. There's a group of us currently playing Space Engineers. We have guys. We basically any major game you can think of. We've got someone playing it. So
We've got Battlefield as well, don't we?
I
I
think it's
don't.
more Pseudo's thing. I haven't played that in ages.
Yeah, I don't see many people playing Battlefield. I think Arma 3 is the FPS of choice for our group. But in terms of, outside of FPSs, if you think of a game that's relatively well known, or even just
GTA.
little bit, no, GTA, there's a GTA group as well. So hit us up for all that sort of stuff.
Yep, moving on to housekeeping. We've kept these people at it long enough.
Yeah, true.
Flows and BTAC. Look forward to Halloween. There'll be a special mission made by yours truly. Prepare to be spooked. Those international listeners, Australia doesn't really celebrate Halloween beyond watching Halloween specials on television.
Hey,
That's about the extent of it.
there is now streets that follow Halloween tradition as well.
Yeah, but okay.
I use the opportunity to dress really slutty at parties.
Yeah, I'll just go as a slutty rock or something. It's just like middle school play. Where are we going with this? Alright, as far as mods go, welcome to Ace. It's been a while, but Paz finally got the framework to how he likes it, and it's still working on it.
Yep.
Yeah, it's working well.
So all mission makers talk to him about it.
There are constant changes to the framework for mission makers, but he's now starting to do an update to the framework once a month. So all big tech members can make suggestions to what they think the framework, what they can make
what you need in the framework.
Yeah, they can make suggestions, and then once a month there'll be an updated version of the mission makers to collect with any of the changes made.
Yep.
Speak to Paz Rules about that.
Now I've only just been back today from no internet, so I'm pretty out of the loop. That's about all I can think of as far as housekeeping.
Nothing much has changed in terms of that. We've just been running normally. ACOP will contact us when they've got more of those missions. They've been running on Thursdays and Sundays at this stage, but it all depends on Fantastic. Fantastic.
Yeah. I think next Thursday, lock it in.
Yeah. So they've been.
Oh, potential joint ops with Task Force Dingo coming up. I still need to organise it.
Oh, awesome. Be good to see those guys.
Another good group. Check them out.
Join us though.
Sorry?
Join BTEC
us
though.
first though, yeah, of course. Yeah, I'm all out of it. Be good to each other.